everybody, let's talk about the Divine Night Stroke of Midnight Shadow Eyeshadow Quad. If you remember last year's holiday collection for 2012 that came out about this time last year, that had the beautiful cushioned cover, it was in the same exact shape as you see here. So I feel like they used the same template as last year, but they updated the design. So instead of a bow, we have just a simple, baby, I'll give you candy later. You have, instead of the bow like you had last year, you have a simple bar that simply says MAC. And it goes along really well with the eye and lip bags that also have the same bar. So everything is very matchy-matchy this year, unlike last year where you had the different colors. Pretty much everything's the same this year. It's very, the same. It opens up pretty much the same way as it opened last year. It's magnetic closure, and you have a little tip right here that you hold on to as you lift your top. You do have a pretty generous sized mirror that you can accurately see all of your eye look. I like that they included a little brush. It's a little bit different than last year's brush. Last year's brush was only one-sided. This year's mini brush is two-sided. So let's take a look at it. You have a liner brush, it's a slanted angle brush, but you can pretty much use it to line. And then you have your fluffy shadow brush. I personally don't like the tiny little brush because my hands, I don't know, they're just too big for a tiny little brush. By the time I'm holding it down here, I'm crushing this other brush. But I appreciate that they included a little real brush rather than a sponge applicator. That just makes me cringe. So let's talk about the shadows themselves. They are protected by a plastic, so let's just take that out. I like to keep mine because it keeps my mirror looking just a little bit fresher. Now, I actually wore this today and I'm wearing it on my eyes right here. And I will include a picture of that so you can see what kind of look you can create with this. Now, you do get, you get five. You get 5 colors, 5 different shades, and I feel like they go really well together, not only with the theme on the front, but they also go really well. They're very cohesive. They go really well together. First shade we have is Chill Proof, and this is a whitened pearlescent shade. I'm going to do all these swatches live in a minute and also include picture swatches. Chill Proof is very, it's a frost. It's best for highlight in the inner corner of the eye, under the brow. That's where I used it today, and I had great performance with that. But you could also use it as a lid color for a frosty lid color. Then the secondly we have Retrospect, which is a luster. And it's a bit of like a champagne-y nude. I would say if you're looking to spice up your whole neutral look, maybe pick up this palette for the Retrospect, though I believe Retrospect is permanent. So, in terms of that, you might not want to get this, but if you like it all in together, you're gonna like that. Then we have Gaelic Gold, which is a Velux Pearl. That was my favorite of the 3 because I got it for that gold. I love that gold tone. It's a little bit darkened. It's not actually a bright yellow base gold. It's more darkened. Like, it has a little bit of like brown undertones. Then we have our 2 blacks on the side, which disappoint beyond disappointment. Very disappointing. Yes, baby, it's a fire truck. And we have Well Put Together, which it says is Velux, and it has some silver micro glitter in there. It's like a browned black. It's still very dark. Looks black when applied. And then we have our Love to Hate It Carbon, and these 2 shades underperformed just like expected, but the 3 first shades applied well. So let's do some swatches. I'm gonna use the mini brush so that you can see what you would get if you use the mini brush. Sorry about that. I'm not using a primer because I want you to see what you get if you simply just bought this product and you don't. I'm going to assume you don't own a primer. But if you have a primer, of course you're going to get better wear. I'm using a primer to apply it to my eyes. So, just so you know. Let's start with Chill Proof. Something happened. I don't know what, but something happened. So here we go. We have Chill Proof. And as you can see, it really is just a highlight. I was hoping if I went into the sun it would... You see, it's very pearlescent. It really is just a highlight. You can build it up for much clearer wear. Let me wipe off the brush. Next shade we have is Retrospect. This one needs to be built up if you don't have primer. Let's see in the sun. Yeah, again, it's really just a neutral. It gives you a little bit of light. You could also probably use it as a highlight. You'll see in the swatches. It's a little bit clearer in the swatches. And then lastly, we have, well, lastly in terms of what's decent, we have Gaelic Gold. And again, I'm doing this without primer, and as you can see, it's really not that impressive without primer. But I did like the gold. I did like that it gave you that gold look. Yeah, no matter what light I put it in, it's underperforming. But you'll see in the swatches. So then we have, oh, so much fallout. So then we have the really underperforming shades. It's terrible. And then we have Carbon. Really, really just awful shade. Carbon's just awful. Like, I mean, obviously it can be built up, as you see, but just awful. So in terms of, do you need this product? I don't think you need this product. These colors are very easy to dupe. These colors are common shades. Some of these are permanent, so you really don't need this palette. I actually like the palette because I'm into frosty shades for the eye. I like the fact that they can blend well together. On my lids today, I'm wearing Chill Proof as a highlighter under my brow and in the inner corner of my eye. On my lid, I'm wearing Retrospect, and in the corner, I'm wearing, to define my outer V, I'm wearing Well Put Together. And as you can see, I mean, they are usable. You can get a nice look from them. You can do that smoky look. But there are so many other products out there for a lower price point. This came out to like $42 with tax and everything. So there are other products out there, dupable products, comparable products from the Permanent MAC line that you can get this look. But if you like the whole limited edition packaging and you don't mind working with your products and you don't mind using primer, then this might be a good idea to have, plus it's really pretty on the dresser. So it all comes down to what you prefer. I'm going to include swatches and an eye look, and I hope you enjoy them, and thank you so much for watching. Please follow me on Instagram. I'm Recycled Stardust.